Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your game by subscribing to our channel so you never miss our daily content. For exclusive access to our premium betting picks, join our Patreon. Find the link in the comments section below. Stay ahead with High Stakes.
Chicago White Sox versus Los Angeles Angels. I don't expect Chicago's streak of wins to continue. This is a historically bad baseball team, and while some may think this team has turned the corner, I expect them to regress at least a little bit towards the final part of the season. Los Angeles is overdue for a win, and Kokkinowicz has proven to be capable of producing quality starts. The White Sox still have a 16-57 record on the road this year, and I trust Kokkinowicz more than Chicago's opener in Schuster. I'm taking the Angels to win on the minus 1.5 run spread, as the Angels have beaten the White Sox by more than one run in all but one of their 5 most recent victories. My team pick is Los Angeles Angels minus 1.5 runs. We don't know the total yet, but these are still 2 of the worst bullpens in the MLB. Kokkinowicz has struggled a bit as of late, and he is still a rookie after all. I expect him to give up at least 3 to 4 runs, with the bullpen giving up a run as well. Additionally, Schuster has been plugged in late as merely an opener to this game. Chicago doesn't have a starter for the match, and that means they will dive into their poor bullpen early. This gives the Angels the opportunity to score runs in bunches. Chicago has been on a scoring tear as of late, and the Angels have at least scored 3+ runs in their last 10 games. My total pick is over 9 runs. San Francisco Giants versus Baltimore Orioles. While the Giants came away big-time winners in Game 1 of this series, this has been a very evenly matched rivalry in recent years, with the record sitting at 5-5 in their past 10 head-to-head encounters, dating back to the 2016 season. Since last season, it's been much of the same story, with the record sitting at 2-2 over that time. But with the Giants losing 7 straight starts behind the promising Hayden Birdsong and Dean Kramer posting a 0.69 ERA thus far in September, look for the Orioles to bounce back and pick up a win in this one. My team pick is Baltimore to win. Game 1 of this series saw plenty of runs scored in a one-sided affair, but over their past 10, the under sits at 5-5. With the average total runs scored in their 4 meetings dating back to the start of 2023 sitting at 7.5. For the Giants, the under also sits at 5-5 in their past 10 overall games, with the team exploding for 10 runs after scoring just 3 in their previous 4 games, and for the Orioles, the under sits at 7-3 in their last 10, with just 20 runs scored over that time, so look for the pitching to dominate this matchup. My total pick is under 8.5 runs. Atlanta Braves versus Cincinnati Reds. I am taking the Cincinnati Reds over the Atlanta Braves at home on Wednesday night at plus 130 odds. The Braves have been just so of late and entered this series coming off of back-to-back crushing defeats by a combined score of 18-2. The Reds have been hot recently, winning 5 of 8, including most recently a road series win over the Twins, where Cincy averaged 7 runs per game, a sign their bats are heating up. On the mound, Spencer Schwellenbach should hold things down for Atlanta well enough to not let this game get out of hand, but has not been spectacular enough to win it either. Jacob Junis has been great both as a starter and out of the pen this year, but will look to keep his 4-game stretch of allowing 1 or fewer runs going on Wednesday. My team pick is Reds moneyline. I have got the under of 8.5 runs between these 2 teams on Wednesday. Neither team has been great at the plate this season, averaging just about 4.4 and 4.3 runs per game each, and they each have just 1 star that has been capable of putting up consistent offensive results. Atlanta is also coming off a 2-game stretch where they scored a grand total of 2 runs. Spencer Schwellenbach has had a really good rookie season for the Braves with his 3.76 ERA, and while he usually allows a couple runs to score, he very rarely gets hit hard. Since transitioning to a starting pitcher, Jacob Junis has looked great on the mound. Junis has allowed 1 run or fewer in each of his first 4 starts since the switch happened at the end of August, and he should be able to keep the scoring down here for the under to cash. My total pick is under 8.5 runs. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Miami Marlins. The Dodgers took a high-scoring loss to the Marlins on Tuesday night. Call that one a fluke because Los Angeles will take it to the worst team in the National League on Wednesday night. The Marlins are starting Ryan Weathers in the game. He hasn't appeared on the mound since June. The Dodgers offense, which has scored the second most runs in the league, will take advantage and light him up. The Dodgers will be starting Landon Knack, who has struggled recently. He has an ERA of 4.76 since the All-Star break, but the Dodgers offense is good enough to win in a high-scoring game of the Marlins, who are hitting .246 during home games. My team pick is Los Angeles Dodgers minus 1.5 runs. The over is the play in this game with the Dodgers' strong batting average this month. They are hitting .255 in September and .253 since the All-Star break. They are facing the Marlins' Ryan Weathers, who hasn't pitched in the majors since June. The Dodgers should be able to score plenty of runs off of him. Los Angeles is also starting Landon Knack, who has an ERA of 4.50 during road games. My total pick is over 8.5 runs. Minnesota Twins versus Cleveland Guardians. The Cleveland Guardians have a 7-3 record in their last 10 games against the Twins at home, and prior to their loss yesterday, the Guardians won their last 5 straight games at home against the Twins. Tanner Bibee has a record of 2-0 with an ERA of 2.73 and 40 strikeouts in 6 appearances versus the Twins in his career. If Cleveland is able to shut down the Twins' offense like they did in Game 1 of this series, we should expect a similar result. The Twins have also been struggling on the road as of late with a road record of 3-7 in their last 10 road games. I am anticipating the Guardians to grab a win against the Twins as they attempt to climb their way back to the top of the American League. My team pick is Cleveland Guardians moneyline. In their last 10 meetings, the Twins and the Guardians have an over-under record of 2-7-1. The Minnesota Twins have an over-under record of 3-6-1 in their last 10 games on the road. The Cleveland Guardians have an over-under record of 3-15-2 in their last 20 games. Cleveland has been excelling in keeping their opponents from scoring thanks to their stellar mound performances. With Cleveland starting their best starting pitcher in Tanner Bibee and also the Guardians struggling to score themselves, we should see another low-scoring performance out of both teams this evening. My total pick is under 7.5 runs. Houston Astros versus San Diego Padres. Framber Valdez is expected to start for Houston. Valdez has been very good lately. He has allowed 1 earned run or less in 5 of his last 6 starts. Valdez has not allowed a home run in 6 straight starts. The Astros have been good on offense this season. They are in the top 10 or just outside the top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBI, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. With Valdez on the mound, the Astros will win this contest. My team pick is Astros on the money line. Both starting pitchers have been good this season. Dylan Cease is expected to start for the Padres. On the season, Cease has a record of 13-11 in 31 starts with a 3.58 ERA, 1.09 WHIP, and a 215-62 KBB ratio. Opposing batters are hitting .204 against Cease this season. Framber Valdez is expected to take the mound for the Astros. Valdez has a record of 14-6 with a 2.91 ERA, 1.09 WHIP, and a 159/51 KBB ratio in 26 starts this season. Opposing batters are hitting .216 against Valdez. With Cease and Valdez on the mound, this will be a lower scoring game and the under will hit. My total pick is under 7 runs. Boston Red Sox versus Tampa Bay Rays. Boston is 4 games out of a wild card spot as time is running out on the Red Sox, but this is still a good spot to take Boston on the ML on the road. The Red Sox offense has been the bright spot for the roster this season, and Boston's offense should be able to hit Pete well, who has struggled at times this year. The Red Sox, meanwhile, are 40-35 on the road, while Tampa Bay is 37-38 at home this year. Look for the Red Sox to continue their success on the road here. My team pick is Boston is 4 games out of a wild card spot as time is running out on the Red Sox, but this is still a good spot to take Boston on the ML on the road. The Red Sox offense has been the bright spot for the roster this season, and Boston's offense should be able to hit Pipiet well, who has struggled at times this year. The Red Sox, meanwhile, are 40-35 on the road, while Tampa Bay is 37-38 at home this year. Look for the Red Sox to continue their success on the road here. My team pick is Boston on the money line. The under is also a good spot here, as Tampa Bay will struggle to score runs, while the Rays do pitch well, which should be able to have success against Boston. This season, Tampa Bay is 77-66-7 in hitting the under. Criswell and Pipiet are good enough to limit the offense, and this should be a 4-2, 5-2 type of game here for the Red Sox. My total pick under. Washington Nationals versus New York Mets. The Mets continue to vie for playoff seeding and are looking to hold the second spot in the NL East. The Mets have also been hitting much stronger in night games and recently in September. Meanwhile, the Nationals' bats have dried up over the first half of the month, and they'll face a pitcher in Quintana that allowed just one hit the last time he played Washington. Look for New York to take care of business here. My team pick is New York moneyline. Both of these pitchers have thrown well in their respective splits, and hers has been white-hot over the first half of September. The Mets have hit the ball weaker at home this season, and the Nationals have seen their home run rate dwindle when they are playing away from home. Look for both pitching staffs to stump their opponents at the plate and keep the total under. My total pick is under 7.5 runs. Philadelphia Phillies versus Milwaukee Brewers. The first 4 meetings between these teams this season went in favor of the home team, with Philly sweeping 3 at home back in June. Given their lead in the Central, the Brewers have cruised at times in the second half, but they now need to take care of business. This is a golden opportunity to bring the 3 division leaders close heading into the final week and a half of the regular season. Peralta is 3-1 over his last 4 starts at home, allowing a combined 7 runs over 22 innings. He uses up a lot of pitches, but he has been effective with them of late. It would be nice for the club if he can get to the 6th, but their bullpen is strong enough to take the torch in what should be a very close affair. On the flip side, Nola has uncharacteristically faltered down the stretch, so he is ripe for the picking. My team pick is Milwaukee moneyline. With plenty on the line, things are tightening up down the stretch, especially between teams contending and battling for position, like these two. This game presents a very strong starting pitching matchup, and both sides also have strong bullpens to back them. These are 2 top 5 offenses in baseball, but when they get together, they tend to lean on their arms more, the under going 3-0-1 in their first 4 meetings this season. Before Tuesday night, the Phillies scored 3 runs or less in 4 of 5 games. The Brewers' offense has been strong of late, with a 3-game stretch of averaging 10.3 runs per game, but in their 8 games prior, they scored 3 runs or less in 7 of them. My total